very important organisation for the well-being of families in Hertfordshire. And there are two reasons really, and one comes from my experience as a school governor. When Barbara became Member of Parliament for Stevenage, several schools asked me to be a governor, and I said I'd like to be governor of the worst school in Stevenage. And so they sent me to Roebuck Primary School in Broadwater, and I of course was very interested in the teaching of reading and writing. And one of the first things I learned in 10 years as governor, 4 years as chair of governors, one of the first things and most important things I learned was that children arrive at the school with different levels of skill at speaking and listening. And so you would say, ask children, what did you do at the weekend? And one child would say, played. And another child would say, my mum took me on a bus to my nan's and we had fish and chips. And those two children are at completely different levels, and this one can learn to read and write fairly quickly, and this one has a long way to go before he or she can even start to figure out that words are divided into parts, and the parts are made up of letters, and all of those things that you need to understand in order to read and write. And the tragic thing was that, try as we did, and we really tried hard to bring up those children to the level of the rest of the class. When they left the school at the age of 11, they were generally just as far behind the others as they had been at the start, which was dismaying. And you know, we targeted, we found out very quickly which were the ones that needed extra help, and we targeted and gave them extra help. And it was very, very difficult to make any difference. And so, of course, I realized that the help needs to come earlier. And that was the reason for my being so interested and so excited to learn about Homestart all those years ago. And the other reason is a personal one. As many people here know my story. I was 19 when my son was born. Needless to say, he wasn't planned. This was the 60s, and my first wife, Mary, and I must have been the last people in England who had to get married, as we used to say. And we had this baby boy, and of course we loved him to bits, and we still love him to bits. Actually, he's 48 now. And but of course, I didn't know. I was 19. I didn't know anything about how to raise a child, I was. I knew how to drink beer and I knew how to play the guitar. And in those days I could do both at the same time. I didn't know anymore. But I didn't know how to raise a child. And also we were a bit isolated because I was a student and Mary was earning £16 a week. We were in London, our parents were 100 miles away, and we lived in a bedsitter, one room. Three of us in one room in a bedsitter in North London. And I've never forgotten the people who were helpful to us at that very difficult stage. I mean, we were young, we had bags of energy, and we had a lot of fun. We loved this little boy. I mean, he was a joy to us. But there were difficulties. Somebody gave us a spin dryer. Oh, what? You know, I'd rather that was a better gift to me than a Rolls Royce would be today, I can tell you. Because it was, this is in the days of toweling nappies. So, you know, you had to, well, I guess you know what you have to do. You have to wash them, poo off, and then you have to put them in a bucket of Milton, and then you have to wash them, and then you have to dry them. And in a bedsitter, drying nappies is a serious thing. So somebody gave us a spin dryer, and it was a godsend. So I've never forgotten all of those people who helped us during that phase of my life, and I realized, of course, based on that experience, that all kinds of young families need help. And when I spoke about children with limited speaking and listening skills, I guess everybody here probably knows this anyway, but I do want to say that I'm not saying that those children didn't have good parents. I'm saying those children came from different circumstances. It's not, there are all sorts of reasons why children are maybe slow to develop those early cognitive skills, and nobody's to blame, but A lot of young families need help. I was part of the young family that needed help. I remember the people that helped us, and I'm very glad that there is this organisation that now exists to give that kind of help to people who are perhaps isolated from their parents, might be single parents, might be disabled parents, might be very hard up parents, all the different reasons why young families are challenged. And I'm very glad that we're all here to give them a hand just when they need it.